Hello everyone, good evening. I'm very happy to be able to gather with all of you online. So today I will be sharing with everyone about what is currently the hottest and most sought after product and the best business opportunity, RIMAN. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Frey. Previously, I worked in finance, serving as a financial director and investment general manager at some companies. Now, I am the first national director of RIMAN Hong Kong, a position I achieved in about 9 months. Actually, just over a year ago, I was just like many of you here. I didn't really understand what RIMAN was, nor did I know what this product could mean for me. Today, I can tell you with absolute certainty and clarity that RIMAN is a journey of pursuing dreams that can change the course of our lives. It is truly an opportunity to transform our destinies. So today, I hope everyone can spend 40 minutes to listen and learn about what RIMAN is. Let's first watch a short video, just 1 minute, to get a simple understanding of the quality of RIMAN.
We would like to kindly ask that you please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, share, and provide your valuable support for the Mingjing and Diandian programs. For example, consider our professional-grade plant-based initiatives, such as the massive Biopool facility, which is strategically located within our expansive joint industrial area covering over 1 million square meters. Furthermore, we take great pride in the protected and pearl-like World Cultural Heritage Site of Jeju Bay Island, as well as the highly professional operations conducted on Jeju Bay Island itself. These premium vitamins and comprehensive multivitamins are truly unique in the market, meticulously produced through our specialized and proprietary microphone technology. I won't be too polite in my request. Please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, share, and continue to support the Mingjing and Diandian programs. Your engagement helps us grow and continue providing high-quality content and innovative products to our global community. We truly appreciate every single like and share as we strive for excellence in our industrial and cultural projects. This is glass skin, dewy skin, glowy skin, vibrant healthy skin, and happy skin that radiates beautifully from within. ICD Makeup, a stroke of color, a stroke of genius. The ingredients and technology you know and love from RIMAN. With a pop of color to help you express yourself in brand new colorful ways. An expression of you, your mood, your vibe, your personality. This is your beauty on display, enhanced and elevated by color. Because makeup is not just about color, it is your statement. Voto Lab Beauty by Veganology, relationships that are naturally and scientifically guided. Lifening, vitality from within, simple and effective, with a scientific background to support liver health and radiance. From within, the body wash repairs liver health and strengthens the liver capsule in every package and powder puff. Wear a month. Take a moment to rethink your daily ritual. Reimagine your personal beauty. And completely redefine your inner wellness to finally reveal your natural glow. With RIMAN, you can truly experience the remarkable difference. A unique difference that we are certain you will absolutely love.
Alright, as you can see, our topic today is, what would you be willing to go all in for? Actually, all in is a term from the gambling and betting industry, referring to the moment when you put everything on the line for your final bet. You confidently push all your chips forward and say, I'm all in. This means you're betting absolutely everything you have, all your available resources, your entire stake, and so on. This round, you go all in, right? So today, I want to share with everyone, what else would make you willing to go all in? We know that many people would be willing to go all in for their children, right? But are you willing to go all in for yourself, for your own future, putting in your time, energy, resources, and focus? To go all in on one thing, because I know that many things are not worth us doing that. But today, I want to tell everyone that there might be something worth your all-in effort. Such a remarkable opportunity has now come directly before you. As you can clearly see in this photo, this was back in October when I proudly went up on stage with the entire administrative leadership team to receive a prestigious award. At that specific moment, actually, I wasn't in very great physical shape at all, because I had just recently gone through a very sudden and unexpected illness. So, after being hospitalized for quite a few days, it was just moments before I went on stage that I was released. I rushed to the venue with just over 10 minutes to spare, and honestly, I was really that day, I was a bit disheveled. But what I want to tell everyone is that I went to the Le Mans venue, to our annual meeting with 5,000 people, not to tell everyone that I made it, or that I was on this stage to receive honors, but because I wanted to announce something to everyone. All of our efforts will become your most brilliant moments. I am also here to announce to everyone that the era belonging to Le Mans has arrived. It will become a defining trend for many things happening right now. And a king. So now we've talked with many people around us. Most people after the age of 35 feel that no matter how hard they work, they're just maintaining. And they no longer feel the sense of upward momentum they once had. This may not be an isolated case. So you'll notice that many people today have 3 characteristics. It seems that people who aren't particularly strong or capable don't dare to quit their jobs easily, nor do they dare to give up lightly, even if it's just a modest salary and income. Why? Because they still have many responsibilities to fulfill. Now, wealthy people face a different situation. That is, they don't dare to invest recklessly, even if they have a lot of money on hand, maybe tens of millions, or even several small goals. They still don't dare to invest easily, because they know that anything they invest in today, it might require him to keep putting in more and more resources, and after burning through all that, the funds he has on hand might not be enough to support his future investments. So, whether someone is poor or wealthy, in fact, both will become increasingly anxious. Therefore, everyone actually needs something outside of their main job, something called the second curve. The characteristic of the second curve is that when your first curve starts to decline, you need a second curve to help make up for your loss of income. But truly, starting this second curve should definitely not happen when you've already hit rock bottom, or even when you're below the surface, when your resources and your energy are already in a very poor state, and only then do you start. In fact, at that point, you don't have the mental strength to do many things. It's just like everyone knows. When you're doing well, you might say, I'm in a good place right now, but I just need a little money to tide me over. If you ask a lot of people to lend you money, they'll all be willing to help you. But if you're already deep in debt and you try to borrow money from people again today, let me tell you, not a single person will lend it to you. The logic is exactly the same. So we need to start planning when things have just become calm again. As soon as we notice a slight downturn, we should begin to set up a second curve for ourselves. Back then, I actually started planning for Raymond. So branching out into the beauty industry was actually a way for me to create something for myself as well. This second curve is like a backup plan, but what do I rely on? It's not that I blindly make a lot of choices, it's not like that. What I rely on is systematic thinking and judgment. I want to tell everyone, if someone comes to you today and says something is really good, and just because of your relationship with them, you invest your time and energy, do you know what that's called? That's called making random choices. Random choices are actually, thank you, just like gambling. Let me tell you, there are very few winners in gambling in the end. Even if you win, it's usually small wins and big losses. That's why systematic decision-making is extremely important. So if you look at RIMAN today, there are a few people in it, all of whom are male, and all of them hold the title of National Director. They are all people in this industry who have achieved the highest recognition and the highest income. If you look at their common trait, is that they make systematic choices. They use this to create certainty for their own future. So I think these are things we should often pay attention to. Take a look at how successful people actually make their choices and why they are able to achieve such results. Let me share 2 sentences with everyone. Nowadays, there are many people who are actually very smart. They want to grasp a sense of certainty. So smart people believe only after they see. They need to see something first. Only then will they invest and follow. But there is another type of person who might. They haven't seen success, nor have they seen the results. But in his mind, he has already envisioned a scene of future success. He knows he will succeed, so he believes first, and then he sees. And that's how he achieves his own results and accomplishments. So, what I want to say is that smart people are actually the majority, but they can only achieve small successes, while truly wise people are few. But those people achieve great accomplishments. Take Jack Ma, for example. Do you think Jack Ma is a smart person or a wise person? Back then, when he was promoting his Yellow Pages business, not a single person believed in him, right? But he persisted and achieved something truly remarkable. Similarly, when Chairman Mao was leading the Liberation War, very few people believed in him. Even in the most difficult times, he always believed that we would ultimately achieve victory. To liberate all of China, to liberate all of humanity, isn't that right? He didn't see it, but he believed, and in the end, he achieved a tremendous accomplishment that no one else could match. So I hope that sometimes we can strive to be wise people, instead of just being clever people. Often those who are deceived the most deeply are the so-called clever ones. As for Narium, actually, within the entire Korean skincare industry, it holds an extremely high status. We can see what kind of brand it is just by looking at its 4 spokespersons, a certain tone and style. We can see Yuan Bin, Kim Tae-hee, Jun Ji-hyun, and Lee Young-ae. These are all top-tier celebrities in Korea. For most companies, being able to get even one of them is already extremely, extremely difficult. But we managed to gather 4 top-tier superstars. Actually, do you know, Narium is not just wealthy enough to invite these superstars. Moreover, the quality of its products is such that these top-tier stars are willing to endorse us, which speaks volumes. They truly recognize and approve of our products. So what about Narium as a company? It was established in 2018. It's not a company that's been around for decades. In fact, it hasn't been that long. But even after going through 3 tough years of the pandemic, this company was not defeated or brought down. Instead, it rose against the odds. It became the #1 K-beauty brand in Korea, surpassing many other major brands. In this process, many of its products have sold tens of millions of bottles. As everyone knows, Korea holds a leading position in the global beauty industry. It's just like the status of Chinese table tennis in the international table tennis scene. So if someone is a champion in Chinese table tennis, then they are definitely a world champion. So for RIMAN to stand out among 23,000 brands and become the #1 brand, it must have something truly exceptional. Now that such a brand has come to us, I believe it holds great significance because it brings us many opportunities. As I just mentioned, one must make systematic choices and think systematically rather than making random decisions. If you choose randomly, you do not even know the full picture of the company before you invest yourself. But I have truly seen a lot of different data, and I work in finance, and it's only by looking at the data that we can uncover the truth behind it. Let's take a look together. As you can see, RIMAN achieved $2 billion in revenue during its 5-year startup phase. Moreover, this kind of success is not accidental. In the United States, they managed to surpass $80 million in a single year, and after entering Taiwan, they also exceeded $80 million within 12 months. Do you know? This is what we call replicable success. There's a brand called Atomy. In the US, our RIMAN achieved in 1 year what Atomy took 13 years to accomplish, and in Taiwan, he did in 1 year what took them 11 years. In other words, if you don't make the right choice, you might spend 13 years and still not achieve what others can do in just 1 year. That's also a waste of our lives. So, if success can be compressed, you can actually save more time and energy to do what you really want. Now, regarding this achievement of $2 billion in 5 years, at first I thought it was pretty impressive, but I didn't know exactly what made it so remarkable. So I asked AI for an answer. AI told me that for a company to go from startup to $2 billion in 5 years is like sending a child who's just learned to walk to the Olympics and having them win the gold medal. It's that difficult. Many of us have children, right? If your child were to compete in the Olympics today, they might not even win a community competition, let alone. Which child could actually win the championship like that? There are also two companies. One is called Facebook, whose founder Mark Zuckerberg once became the richest person in the world, right? The other company is called ByteDance, and its main product is Douyin, which we all spend so much time on every day, right? Its founder, Jiang Yiming, has also been the richest person in China. Both of these are tech giants. RIMAN, in the consumer goods sector, is starting from the same point as these tech giants. Just think about how much potential RIMAN has for future growth. Now, let's take a look at this champion from K-Beauty, who has come to Hong Kong, who is now among us. How do its numbers look? You can see that starting from the third quarter of 2024, RIMAN's data growth each quarter has been so impressive. Each quarter, compared to the previous one, has increased by 63%, 46%, 16%, and 44%. If this were our own company, would not you be thrilled? Of course you would. At the same time, you can see that the team I lead now accounts for more than 85% of the entire Hong Kong company's performance. Also, you can see that from June to December of this year, the team's performance growth rate has been extremely remarkable, truly extraordinary. Every single month, we have consistently seen growth ranging from 20% to 40% and even up to 67% when compared directly to the previous month. If you take a moment to compare us to anything your friends or colleagues are doing right now, I truly believe that none of them can surpass what we have achieved. Think about it for a second. Why is it that in almost every other industry, everyone else is suffering, with their performance plummeting rapidly, while we are experiencing such a strong, powerful, and counter-trend increase? I am telling you right now, this is the unique and absolutely amazing RIMAN experience that we have brought to everyone here. And we have another specific statistic that I find even more astonishing than the last, from December of last year all the way to December of 2025. And from December of 2024 to December of 2025, our overall performance has actually increased by 13 times. You know, when I first saw this number myself, I was truly and deeply astonished. I think it is truly because of our relentless hard work, the company's inherent excellence, and the market's widespread recognition that we have achieved such incredible results. I want to tell you that even with these impressive numbers, we are still just a small baby in the massive Chinese market. We do not have a huge voice or a dominant presence yet, so the future market for us is truly enormous, practically limitless in its scope. Let me give you a clear example to illustrate this. Take Douyin, or TikTok for instance. While Douyin's daily active users might be absolutely huge today, it has already entered a different kind of market called a saturated market. This means its total membership has basically stopped increasing altogether. It is just a small group of bloggers who might interact with each other. But RIMAN is currently positioned in a huge, rapidly expanding growth market. In other words, our membership numbers and our future market performance are far from peaking. There is still an enormous amount of growth potential ahead of us. How much exactly? I will tell you, there is at least 50 times the growth potential waiting for us. So, with 50 times the growth potential available, every single person who joins us right now has a huge and life-changing opportunity. I want to ask everyone, do you want to know why others can't make it but we can? Why can't other companies' performance go up, but RIMAN's is so good? Why? Why Raymond? Actually, there are a few points I'd like to analyze with everyone. The first is about a company itself. Its culture and its direction are always closely tied to its founder. It cannot be separated from its boss. The boss will lead the company in the right direction. And our boss is called An Zhongxi, Chairman An. He has almost 3 full decades of extensive experience in this industry. First of all, he says, I deeply understand the intricate world of skincare formulations. I know exactly how to create a high-quality product that others will find absolutely impossible to resist. That is what he said, and he felt this way because he was looking at his young daughter's peaceful sleeping face. Why did his daughter's face have such a glow? He found that secret. So, our product can bring out the best in everyone's face who uses it. It brings out a natural radiance. Very, very beautiful. Now, the second point, the boss said something. The success of our distributors is RIMAN's success. He places great importance on everyone who collaborates with RIMAN, whether they can achieve results, whether their fate can be improved, and whether their quality of life can be enhanced, so he provides many, many benefits to all of our distributors. A boss like this makes me feel very, very reassured. And the third thing I appreciate most, what I value, is that he is an artisan. What does it mean to be an artisan? It means he dares to delve deeply into his own field. You know, there isn't a single company that would go and source raw materials themselves. But our boss actually does it. Very few bosses are willing to invest so much money in fixed assets, but our boss is investing. So his long-term vision and artisan spirit made me realize this. He is someone who is willing to dedicate himself to this business for the long run. As for the products our boss has developed, they are divided into 3 categories. The first one is in the field of beauty, skincare, and makeup, called ICD. The second category is scalp care and body care, called Bud's Lab. The third category consists of some oral supplements. These include Jordan White and probiotics, called Lifening. Today, I mainly want to talk to you about ICD skincare products. But before that, I especially want to give a strong recommendation. When it comes to our hair products, as you know, many people actually, when it comes to shampoo, in this area, they are not very loyal perhaps. They change their shampoo every 3 months or so. I asked everyone why, and they said maybe it doesn't meet my expectations. So I asked, what results do you actually want? The answer everyone gave me was, it has to smell good, right? Everyone wants to take a sniff. The second thing is oil control. Girls don't want their hair to get greasy after just 2 days. So I end up washing my hair every day, right? That's not good for the hair quality, and it's also a hassle. The third thing is that it should be easy to manage, smooth, and give a fuller look to the head. I asked if there was anything else, and almost everyone said in unison, it should prevent hair loss and promote hair growth. You see, girls have really high standards for hair products, right? But let me tell you, RIMAN's products can achieve all of those things I just mentioned. Their fragrances are crafted by top French perfumers, the most renowned master perfumers. They've created scents for many brands like Dior and Jo Malone. Many of the master perfumers who create fragrances for top perfumes are regarded as the architects of the fragrance world. So when it comes to our shampoos and body lotions, the scents they craft are also layered with top, middle, and base notes. When you smell that fragrance, it just feels so sophisticated and high quality. And what's more, after using our shampoo, you'll notice an amazing shine, and it's all so easy to manage. Most importantly, for women, after washing your hair, you won't see clumps of hair in the drain, and soon you'll notice lots of new baby hairs growing in at the front. So, no one can say no to a product like this. Once you try it, there's no going back. Now, let's talk a bit about our skincare products. Currently, in the RIMAN product line, there are 3 unique ones. The first 2 are unique because of our raw ingredients. You know, the entire direction of skincare products nowadays is actually all about the raw materials. As for those so-called ingredients like neuropeptides and things like bakuchiol, these are actually no longer rare. They're all achievable. But there are some unique things. If I have something that you don't, that's what makes our skincare products truly special. So, the first thing we have is called lava energy water. That is to say, in skincare products, about 80% of the content is water. In other companies' products, it's all purified water, but for us, it's from Jeju Island, an intangible cultural heritage, lava energy water. This water comes from filtration through 400,000-year-old basalt. It filters out harmful substances, leaving behind the most beneficial minerals and some mysterious energy. Now, you might ask, Teacher Zuowei, what is this mysterious energy? Sorry, we only know the results, but sometimes we don't know why. It's just like in China, there's a place called Bama. Isn't the water from that place delicious? Many people there are very healthy, and many illnesses heal on their own without treatment. But do you know why? We might not be able to clearly explain it either, so let's watch a video. In this video, everyone can clearly see the difference. On the left is purified water, and on the right is lava energy water. After 14 days of soaking, 14 consecutive days of soaking, we recorded a video. You'll notice something. Take a look at the leaf on the left. Can you see the color? The one on the left has already it has turned black, withered, and lost all vitality, right? Even its stem and stalk have turned black. But the leaf on the right, which was soaked in water, it still remains fresh and its cells are still active. So this is what anti-aging is. This is the continuation of life. That's why water is so important. How important is this water of ours? In fact, it is used by many premium mineral water companies for their drinking water. As for skincare products, we are probably the only company that uses it in our skincare products. In almost all of our products, the water used is entirely this base island water, deep sea volcanic energy water. The second thing I think is very important is our giant Centella asiatica. If you look at the 3 characters behind it, Centella asiatica, in the compendium of Materia Medica, Centella asiatica is recorded. It is mainly used for conditions like heat syndrome, sores, and then, including inflammation, redness, body heat, and so on. It has a very good repairing effect on these inflammatory and allergic reactions, including in many areas. It is recorded that after a tiger gets injured, it will roll around in a certain place, that is, in a patch of Jishui cow, Centella asiatica. After rolling in the grass, its wounds heal faster. Animals have their instincts. They naturally know which plants are beneficial to them. Therefore, Jishui Chow has very good effects on wound healing, anti-inflammation, and anti-allergy. So, in Korea, many skincare companies include this Jishui cow in their products. However, our boss conducted some research. He discovered that Jishui Chow not only has the effects mentioned earlier, but it also has anti-aging properties. It helps with smoothing wrinkles, delaying aging, and improving skin elasticity, among other benefits. Generally, the leaves of regular Jishui Chow are quite small, but our Jishui Chow is specially cultivated and produced exclusively by us. Its leaves are very large, and it is especially effective at enhancing moisturizing ability. It enhances hyaluronic acid, boosts collagen and anti-wrinkle abilities, increases polyphenol content for whitening, and also improves its ability to fight free radicals and oxidation. This brings about tremendous benefits. So this kind of Jishui Cao is no longer ordinary. This Jishui Cao is truly a unique species. Its DNA has been altered. That's why we've applied for protection rights both in Korea and in the United States. Only we can cultivate it and only we can use it. So this means we have 20 years of exclusive usage rights, and the same applies in the United States. We are currently applying for usage rights in Europe as well. In other words, only we are able to use this kind of Jishui Cao grass. So where does this kind of Jishui Cao come from? It's not something others can use.